Yeah.
Yes, that was it.
Good evening, folks. Good evening, and welcome back to Science and Sorcery, the show where science communicators play tabletop role-playing games. We are back yet again with our campaign with Mr. Bruin, myself, and my wonderful players here. Everyone say hello.
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 There they are. Just checking they're still with us. We have a couple of announcements before we get into the story. The first of these is that on the 27th of July, you can join Sam, Rachel, and myself at the Royal Institution in London for one of two or both of our shows there. We've got
And
one that
Khalil.
is. Did I not say Khalil?
So,
Did I say Alex instead?
No, you
What?
just
Did I just completely okay?
See,
Khalil's also gonna be there.
I
We love him very
inserted my own
much.
name in my head. I didn't hear that I wasn't there. I was just like, yeah, me too.
We're doing great. We are going to be at the Royal Institution. We've got two shows. Tickets are still available. So if you're around, please do come and watch. And our second announcement is that Valkyrie RPG are still our wonderful, fantastic sponsor. We love them very much. And if you go to their website, valkyrierpg.co.uk, and use code Science Sorcery, you can get 30% off on your order. And then take that 30% and give it to someone who needs it. That can be yourself, but someone who needs it. Do something good with that. So, those are our announcements. And now a recap of what happened last session, which for us is about 2.5 hours ago, so I hope I remember it. The party infiltrated Baron Xander Belfew's warehouse, circumventing a glyph of warding and an arcane lock, before walking into a warehouse, detecting a rug as very magical, and then promptly Blurta decided to pick it up and got beaten to death by the carpet. However, the party managed to save their warlock, take a quick breather, and make their way down into the tunnels that led to the Baron's secret basement hideout. Except that they seem to have alerted the Baron somehow to their presence and to the fact that they might be showing up, as he was ready for them with his henchfolks. A harrowing battle ensued in which Nimbo killed his, I'm not going to call her what you call her, progenitor of Were-Baroness, and M and Clara, the Were-Eagle, who had joined the party, knocked out the Baron, the final assailant surrendering. And that is where we left off, as M, Muck, and Clara stand over the unconscious body of Baron Xander Bellevue, the one responsible for the death of M's family.
Any ideas?
I'll look at Clara. What do you hope to do with him?
Can't let him live. We can't let him live.
I slap him awake.
He blinks up at you. I'm assuming you've got him held down somehow. Okay. Maybe you are as impressive as I thought you would be.
I slap him across the face.
Okay. Well. You've come all this way. You're not even curious as to what I might bring you.
You slaughter them like animals.
Do you really think you would have achieved anything that you have to this day if I hadn't?
Their screams haunt my nights, their bloodstains my dreams. You took everything from me. You really think I care about what I've achieved? I've achieved nothing.
If that's truly what you think, then perhaps you weren't worthy of my attention after all.
I just crimson right my hand and like dig the claws into his shoulder.
He has 1 hit point. This will kill him.
I just kind of like hold it close to him then.
Go on. You're too weak to do this.
I'll look at Clara and say, I think this is the easy way out.
You think he wouldn't hurt other people if you let him live?
No, but the mountains are incredibly cold. And I'll look at my shoulder at Yarrow. You think you remember the way back to that portal?
I mean, sure, but I don't know if it's still there. Those things are temperamental.
You talked about going back to find it.
Well, I'd love to go back to find it, but not so I can kick him through. My people don't deserve that.
Through with nothing to keep him safe, the Feywild will take him. Maybe he should run.
I mean, you do what you want, but...
Not to interrupt your moment of vengeance, but he does.
But yet you'll interrupt it.
You do have his own captives, and I gesture at the living spells. Perhaps they would like a bit of recompense too.
I'll look at Muck and look at Nimbo. What do you think?
I'm fully behind whatever you want to do, but the Feywild terrifies me. Like, they could nurse him back to health and turn him into, like, you know, whatever, just to fuck with whoever they want.
The Fey folk.
I mean, go on, Nimbo.
I was going to agree with Mark that the Fey folk and the Fey realms can be unpredictable, and I completely respect and I support whatever form you feel like your vengeance needs to take. If it needs to take a road of him learning through suffering and potentially dying, as opposed to dying, then I haven't been through the trauma that you have at his hands, so it's not my place to make any moral judgment on that. On a pragmatic level, I think that somewhere with a bit less uncertainty than the Feywild might be a safer way to do this.
I think just killing him lets him go out on his terms, and my family did not get to go out on their terms.
What if, I know there are some people in cages upstairs, right, Mark?
Yeah?
Right, Baron?
Only one of those is a person.
Well, I'm sure they're all
Was a
hungry.
person.
Maybe they fancy a hunt. Let nature take its course. We could cover him in ketchup.
Look.
Is that weird?
That's very odd. Look, and I understand that you want vengeance. People with power like this man has, they don't just stop.
It seems too easy.
Why does it need to be hard?
to make it feel like this suffering's been worth it.
I think the other factor here, though, is that at the end of the day, you don't want to let there be the slightest chance you can ever do this to anyone ever again. And sometimes that is not the most satisfying option, but is one of pragmatism.
I think there's a couple of pragmatisms to be balanced here. There's the absolute imperative that this monster not be able to do what he's done to you and do what he's done to so many others again. And there's one way that's a very pragmatic, 100% certainty. Clerics notwithstanding.
There's ways around that even.
That's what I meant. But there's also the pragmatism of how this will affect you, Em, and how this will affect you, Clara. It may feel like you want the cruelest type of revenge, and it could be that will be the thing that makes you feel like the scales have been balanced and that justice has been served. But I've seen it in the past where when those urges, when you satisfy them, you feed them. And sometimes they can grow. And then before you know it, you've lost sight of what you were trying to get revenge for in the first place. You're just hunting. I've seen it happen in the past. We don't like to talk about him in the community anymore, but like I said, it's not my place to tell you what to do or what not to do. I care about you and the outcome for you, and the outcome for everyone else regarding this man.
I know you asked how you might know if the suffering was worth it, but a lot of times it's not. It's pointless and cruel, and it happens because someone decides to make you suffer, and there's not really anything you can do to make that feel fair. But if we take him out now, you can definitely stop other people from suffering for no reason in future.
And if we kill him, then what? Do we leave him here for someone else to bring him back?
It would be safest if we destroy the body as fully as possible.
That would be my suggestion.
I can take the bones into the mountains and scatter them. Leave them for the vultures. And if we take him from here, and we don't tell anyone, and we destroy this place, then he'll just be gone. And he won't leave a legacy. That's what people like this want, isn't it?
We're going to need to search the whole house and the whole warehouse for any documents, any records, any letters, anything that shows us where bits of this cancer might still remain.
Fine.
What way do you want to go? Em?
I don't know that I can bring myself to do it.
Do it together.
No, you do it. I don't think it'll bring me any closure. And I harmed you too.
I turn to Clara and I just hold out the crowbar.
I think I'll use one of these.
But before she deals the final blow, I'm gonna kind of walk closer and kind of offer an arm to Em if they want, like, kind of a reassuring half hug. but just offer it.
I'll take it and turn away.
Yeah, but I think I will turn Em away, but I will watch what happens.
Laura takes out an arrow and at point blank range draws her longbow and shoots the arrow straight into his throat.
So it's done.
Not quite. And then I turn to our other.
Mm-hmm.
As the Baron dies, you feel not as strong as it was in the mountain, but stronger again. The presence of the other Unkainas. All of them. Are you still holding the wand?
Yeah, I would be.
You feel this energy sort of pulsate through it as you begin to let go of your quest for vengeance, and as you do something selfless for another and let Clara take this one. The wand gains a second charge. You feel the other Unkina's presence not soothe you necessarily, but they seem content.
You can all go now.
They fade again.
Try to rest.
Does this come out as kind of like slightly muffled mumblings, kind of like into like Nimbo's side or something, as you're turned away from what's going on? Or is it all in your head?
I think I would be outwardly just saying it, like looking around. I don't think I'd be trying to hide it.
Well, we're right here with you. And we'll always be.
Let's go save the world, I guess.
Well, first things first. Anyone proficient in butcher's tools?
It's about
I
Missile.
am. You see where Missile's like sort of still like hands up, kneeling on the ground.
So what were you saying, Muck, about Missile?
Just before we go anywhere, right? Should probably. And then Muck turns to Missile and goes like, "What's your plan? You mean like gonna go out and do
and
crazy
what was your
shit,
involvement
or...
with this guy?
Yeah.
Used to just be a muscle for hire. I'd go down to the needle, fight people, see they'd hire me for jobs. One day, Katja told me this rich guy had some work, that he'd pay a lot of money if I didn't work for anyone else.
Can I roll insight to see if I believe her that she had no ideological connection to this guy? 14.
Okay, yeah. She seems to be truthful. She seems like she's looking at Katja's body, and she does seem sad that her girlfriend's dead, but like not in a like the love of my life is gone type of way, more in a shit that sucks.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about Katja. You may know We had history, not like that. But
You're
yeah.
a bit young.
Yeah, a bit young for the other type of history as well. Bit young to be turned into a fucking werebear. But here we are.
We did argue a lot. And none of this
Well, I
is
guess
really
you
what
win
I
the
signed
argument.
up for. I guess. I mean, you ask what my plans are. I guess it depends on what you're going to allow me to do.
What do you lot think? From where I sit, it doesn't look like she has much of a dog in this fight. Oh shit, the wolves!
No.
Also dead.
I had intended to revivify the wolves.
It's been more than a minute, I'm afraid.
Just
There's another wolf in a cage. You can go save that one.
Yeah. Anyway, so what are we doing with this?
How about an agreement? And I'm saying this more to the group than to Missile themselves.
Missile.
They can take a little bit of the gold of this guy in exchange for never breathing a word about what they saw here. And if any word does get out, then we find them again.
That seems
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
I don't think we're a whole like take no prisoners kind of group, you know, like we get to do our own thing now. So I think, yeah, threat eliminated essentially.
Can I
No
insight check
offense.
M at this moment?
Unless M wants to contribute to the conversation first.
M would probably be thinking that I don't want to kill someone else,
Okay.
but as much information as we can possibly get out of this individual is important, and like they tell us everything before they leave.
Yeah, like also like details about like
Yeah.
any wider plans, but also like how many people and guards there are here, all that kind of stuff, how many things in cages.
Missile's very happy to take that deal and tells you that if you let her go, she'll likely leave the country and go start over somewhere else, because what the fuck did her life turn into, basically.
Amazing.
She's
Send us a
able
postcard.
No offense, but I think I'm just gonna not do that.
All right.
Um,
I mean, we don't really have a
She's,
fixed abode anyway.
She's able to tell you, basically the living spells in the cages, those are the only ones. There is oh geez, what's the creature called? I forgot to pull that up. There is a single were-person who is in the like beginning stages of an infection, locked up. And a normal wolf, who she's unclear as to the purpose of why they brought a normal wolf, but seems to be like a subtype from mountains that are much farther away. So possibly some kind of like genetic experiment with the dire wolves involved.
Just really
The
wolf taxonomy.
yeah.
I just gotta say, not all genetic experiments, you know, some of them are cool, right? This is clearly bad, but some of them are all right.
I'm just trying to find the frog-like creature is called it is a gray slod. There was another one, but that escaped along with Clara and the other living spells.
So that's
these
just
are
out there somewhere.
Yeah, these are creatures that are able to shapeshift into human form, but that's not their normal form. She can also tell you the Baron's like manor itself is not super heavily guarded because he didn't want anyone to know that he was a psychopath. So it's like normal levels of staff that would be expected for a mayor of a city, but nothing excessive. There's a series of secret passages that will allow you to get from the wine cellar that Muck briefly entered around to the Baron's private study and private chambers. But he kept, as far as Missile knows, all of his notes and everything related to his magic artifacts and were creatures and things in this basement space, because he didn't want anyone to know about it. There's also a safe in his private office, which includes a lot of money he's gained from selling like rare magical creatures and artifacts. Is there anything else you want to know from her?
I have a question. In your time spent here or around the Baron, did you ever see anyone who has dealings with the Crestguard or the Sovereign?
He was bribing some of the Crestguard. I know that much. It's not the Sovereign, no. Didn't seem particularly pleased with them, to be honest. He got occasional... he did get letters from other nobility. We talk about sometimes. Not any of the ones that are closely aligned with the Sovereign.
And which nobles?
Maybe we'll find this in the
Sweating.
I didn't see the letters, but I'm sure they're up there unless he got rid of them.
Cool.
Yeah, M's mind immediately goes back to the people that we met in a tavern very recently.
Foreign nobles, yes, possibly.
And also...
Missile's also able to tell you that apart from herself, Katja, and the Baron, they were the only ones who ever came down here. And the two monks who you'd fought back in Lissolds have never been here, but they got paid off. They know there is a like workshop somewhere, but not where it is. She doesn't know where they've gone.
Okay, well, you've seen what we can do. You've seen...
I'm not messing with you guys again.
Yeah.
Insight.
Seems fair.
Be sure.
Make an insight check.
14.
Dead serious.
Yep.
If you let her go, she, like, very hesitantly, unless it looks like one of you's gonna not be happy with it, goes to pick up her weapons and then leaves through the tunnel.
Holy fuck, that was insane.
Oh, not had a fight like that in a while. Bloody hell.
M, how are you doing?
I honestly don't know.
I guess it'll be a journey. Just know that, you know, just gotta feel it all. It's all real. You can all share it with your friends. Right? We've got you.
Also, if you need space and you want space, let me know.
Yeah, that too.
I think I just need to give my grandma a hug.
Yeah, so should we... So, did Clara take the body?
Clara is currently hacking the body to pieces.
Great.
Okay. Wait, where's the
She's
armor?
found
that was on
what...
the body? Where's his armor?
Oh, like, she's, like, removed all the metal bits. Yeah.
In retrospect, it might have just been easier to temporarily stick them in the bag of holding.
Well, we're not going to the mountains with Clara to get rid of them, so...
Well, but to at least get it out of the building.
I can manage that, don't worry.
Can I suggest we clean up this place so there's no sign that there was a fight taking place here?
Yeah, do you mind if we have just a brief sit down first? If I were to quantify how close I am to death, I would say I'm probably 7/47ths away from death. So could we just have a little sit down, then we'll have a clear up. We can, read all his private papers, we can take all his shiniest things.
Mm-hmm.
But I just...
Yeah, you can take a short rest, definitely. Are you going to go free the other were person? Before or after you do that?
Let's have a sit down first.
Yeah. Just in case someone wants to
I'm
fuck us
bleeding
up.
a lot.
Yes. No, just double checking. Clara's happy to wait while you guys patch up your wounds.
Cool.
She finishes dismembering the Baron's corpse, and then starts. There's a cabinet filled with different potion bottles, and she starts like digging through it carefully, but still seems to be looking for something specific.
I'm not really gonna rest, so I'm gonna just watch what she's doing and kind of maybe follow.
Yep. She puts several potions aside which you recognize. There's a potion of speed, 2 potions of 2 potions of mana, the standard types, 3 greater potions of healing, and 5 standard potions of healing.
Are you going to share those around? That seems like quite a lot for one person to be taking.
I'm not taking those. I'm looking for something else.
What are you looking for?
I overheard that he distilled an extract that could cure lycanthropy. And I never fucking asked for this, so let me find that and then I can go back to my old life.
We'll find it.
I mean, not exactly, but it's got to be here somewhere, right?
Yeah, let me help you find it.
Yeah, between the two of you, you do find there is a like a smaller box that seems to have been. It's locked, but you can find the key is on the Baron, so you're able to find the key and unlock it. And inside it are 6 vials with a bunch of notes inside as well. That reading through them, these seem to be extracts that can either cure lycanthropy or give it to someone.
Like, as in there's 3 of each, or...
No, there's 6 in total, and depending on whether or not you have lycanthropy.
Oh,
it
I
like
see.
reverses, basically, yeah.
It's an on-off switch.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like tying off a bandage on my arm. Did someone say cure for lycanthropy?
It just, you know what, like, this is a whole image I got as though you were putting, like, something round your arm ready for a needle.
Oh,
And
That's
then
what I thought, yeah.
For the potion of speed.
Let me just find a vein.
Potion of speed ball.
Yeah, it seems like we found something that can probably get rid of your bareness.
Oh.
Clara brings the box over.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm really not quite. I don't know.
I
Do
mean,
you mind if I hold on to one of those?
I only need
Obviously-
the one.
The obvious answer is get it out of me, but I feel like over time I was getting a bit more familiar with it, getting a bit more, having a bit more of an equal relationship with the bear, not having it be in control, but I don't know. Would I miss it? Is it weird? Is it unnatural? Is that bad?
no, I don't think so.
I don't know.
What do you think
mean,
Julep
it's
would
pretty-
choose? Would she choose the furball or the bear?
She's pretty understanding, actually. I think as long as it wasn't full bear, she'd probably be fine. But it's more that I don't know. I think maybe now that the hag issue is out the way and I can have a proper chat with Vias, I feel like I could do with some of his wisdom on this.
You hold on to
Well-
one then.
Yeah.
I mean, I only need the one. And there's one other guy who might want one, but that leaves 4 for you lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna take one.
Yeah, should we take one
I mean-
each, just in case we come across someone who needs it?
I thought
Or
you were
in
going to
case
say
you-
we need to go beast mode on the final boss.
Oh my god, yes.
Or in case
If we
at
all
any
drink
point-
from the same vial, can we become one animal?
Yeah.
like Power Ranger style.
Megazord.
Incredible.
But just in case we run into someone else in the future, or
Yeah.
you get
Yeah.
out of control for whatever reason,
Yeah, that's a good shout.
but I'll hold
Well,
on. then.
all right, bottoms up. Clara uncorks one of the vials, chugs it. And she was still in her hybrid form. She doubles over for a brief moment, seemingly in pain. And then as she straightens back up, all of the feathers fall out of her arms. And she turns back into her normal, human self.
Amazing. How do you feel?
Nauseous.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I'm gonna go sit down.
I cast lesser restoration just to make it feel a little bit better.
It helps. She does sit down for a moment. She seems to have just gone lightheaded, and needs a moment to adjust. But otherwise, she's unharmed.
Mhm.
It's the kind of thing that if you're in the heat of battle, you probably wouldn't want to drink this.
Yeah.
But there's no after a couple of minutes, she's fine again.
In that moment, then Yarrow will walk up with a handful of blueberries, and I'll also use my alchemy jug to pour a beer for everyone.
There's some really nice crystal goblets. So yeah.
Yes. To what? To the end of a story? To revenge? To your family? To what?
Justice, perhaps.
To surviving.
To surviving?
Cheers to that.
Right, let's loot the body, loot the body, loot the body, loot the body.
Give me the armor. Give me the dead man's armor.
Yes, you can absolutely tidy this place up, loot whatever it is you want to loot. The other were-person, and the wolf actually seems to be the person's companion.
What person? The person who was made
The
into
other
a lycanthrope?
were-person who
Okay.
was locked up.
So,
Yeah.
So I guess before we loot, we go up and
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
let them out.
He's from the next he's one of the neighboring countries, and he also gratefully takes one of the potions and is I'm
And
fucking off out of here.
I'll give him some provisions.
Yeah.
And I'll give him 10 gold.
Yeah.
He's
He's all of his own equipment is also still here. So he gathers that up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he? If he's got money,
He-
I won't be giving him my
He-
money.
no, he's that's really kind of you, but I'll be okay. I
Okay.
really just want to get the fuck out of here. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah. What the
Yeah.
fuck indeed, mate. What the fuck indeed. Oh,
Oh,
you have a
uh,
lovely time too. And I'm speaking to the wolf, but you're speaking to a little cute dog. I'm like,
The wolf
aren't you a
licks-
gorgeous
licks
little
your hand.
buddy?
Licks
I-
your
I-
hand.
I sneak it a piece of beef jerky. No, I don't sneak it. I look at the owner and I'm like, is this alright?
Yeah, definitely.
Give him a piece of beef
Think we all
jerky.
deserve some of
Scratch
that.
behind the cheeks.
the hunter and his wolf go and kind of sit down near Clara and's like, I don't really know the way out, so I'm just gonna wait until everyone else leaves and I can follow them.
Okay. So yeah, let's clear this place out.
As well as those potions, you can take the Baron's armor. That is a +1 splint armor. He also has a +1 glaive.
Sure.
And the magic artifacts you find. So a lot of them seem to just be like random bits and pieces, fossils.
Oh,
Something
in the museum collection part.
in the museum collection, something proclaiming to be a unicorn horn, which is a narwhal horn. But there are a few actual magic items as well. There is a deck of cards.
Why
There
would you
is a
say that?
magic. There's a magic rope. There is a magic ring. There is a bag of dust that looks really familiar to you guys, and you're going, which one is this? There is, and this one, Blurta, is one that you're feeling particularly drawn to. An amulet that seems to have depicted on it tiny little engravings of different planes.
I will pick that one up and sort of eye it over before pocketing it.
And there is a single piece of paper written in Celestial. Any of you speak Celestial?
No.
I might.
But wait, I read it, though. I read everything.
Oh, okay, yeah, I couldn't remember who dies of the Rinseeker. Anyone else read Celestial?
No.
Okay. In that case, Blurta, would you like to read this paper aloud to your companions?
Sure, are you sending it?
No, I will just read it because that
Yeah,
was easy.
that's, yeah.
But it's more of a, will Blurta read this to herself or will she share the info?
I will skim it quickly just to get
Yeah.
the general tone before I read it out.
Okay. Yeah, it is it's proclaiming to be the final vow written by the champion of Chaos, Wishara Wildless.
I will.
Will you read it out loud?
Yeah.
Okay. It reads, My name is Wishara Wildless, champion of Chaos, goddess of destruction and rebirth. This is my vow. I am the sole remaining champion who witnessed the Great War, who sealed the plains, and who imprisoned the Titan Rakaros. I now lay down my wand and prepare to sleep. My mind is empty, severed from the plane of dreams and all my past lives. My goddess cannot hear me, nor I her. My friends are gone. There is no one left except the Titan who awaits his release underneath the Isle of Renewal. An ironic place, perhaps, to trap him. He will heal, and quickly. I will settle here beside him. Although I slumber, I fear Rakaros will one day return. Should he do so, our only remaining option, in the absence of my compatriots, would be to lift the blade once more, to rend the plains, and to beg my lady and her shadow to slay him once and for all. I am not sure I have the strength to unite them, but I will have to try, or the cycles will end. The balance will be disrupted forevermore. No more rebirth, only destruction. Should Rakaros be awoken, I hope so shall I.
But this shows that chaos wasn't always one-faceted. that Chaos wasn't always the goddess of destruction. Destruction and rebirth.
I guess
So
that's the cycle.
I mean,
yeah, her and her shadow. How did they get separated?
this sounds like it fills in a lot of the blanks between things we had sort of caught edges of so far.
Yeah. Yeah. But still, it leaves so many more questions. But that means what? WtR is buried on the...
Isle of Renewal.
Well, yeah, which is the old name for the
Lost Isle.
The Lost
Yeah.
Isle. Which is where all the earthquakes are coming from. So, at least we know that we've got a powerful ally to call upon. If the shit hits the fan.
But to rend the plains, what does she mean by that?
Break the seals.
Break the seals before Karos returns.
Or
I
to...
thought the champions were made to protect the seals.
Well,
I
it's
guess
not...
that's why she's uncertain about it.
Hmm. It sounds like a... It sounds like the power of the gods is limited by the seals from where this is phrased. So the gods could fuck up a titan, but then you have gods.
Yes.
It's like
But the idea of chaos being split in two, and the version that we have now, the version that we have awareness of now, and that there's a culture around now, being only half of that deity. I can't imagine how that must feel. You know, imagine being split in two, and people only caring about half of you.
I mean, in some ways, I feel like we've all experienced something little like that in different ways.
Well then, is it not kind of fucked up of us to not help Chaos reunite herself? I don't know. Does that sound like a bad idea? I mean, reuniting rebirth with destruction seems like it would make destruction less bad.
I don't know if it would make it less bad, but it would mean there is an afterwards.
Which
Yeah,
is
less
less
permanent.
bad.
Not for the people who get disastered at the time.
I'm gonna get disastered anyway.
I'm not saying it's going to make it a cakewalk, but destruction without rebirth is just the end. With rebirth, it's learning, it's growth, it's... You know, there's a reason that the tarot card for death means change. Oh, fuck, I gotta talk to my gods.
Can I make a religion check to talk to Idor and see
Idor.
what he makes of all this?
I love
Okay,
the
go
idea
for
that
it.
Muck is just much easier to commune with the gods.
Yeah, my guy's just chilling out. He's
Nick was
always
stressing about it.
Hey, it all, how's it going?
You know when you overthink and so you don't text someone? I'm gonna
so-
guide Rachel. I mean, Mark. Nosebleed.
Yes,
I'm gonna guide Mark.
go for it. Make a religion check.
Okay. So hold on, let me say my prayer first and then I'll make the religion check afterwards. So Mark wants to say, hey dude, okay, I know like I'm over the whole ring thing, whatever, it's fine. We've got bigger things at hand, which is that and then I replay the contents of the letter. And I just
Yeah.
like, what would that mean for you? Like, you know, it just seems like there's a lot on the table here. And, you know, justice and fairness and all of that good stuff. I don't really know. Just thought I'd check in. That
The
is a
weirdest
9.
text ever.
With your guidance.
Oh, and guidance is a D4. Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah,
Wait,
blah.
didn't you have a,
10.
didn't you have
It's a 10.
a moment of
Really?
awesome?
Yeah. Oh, wow. I do have a moment of awesome as well.
Do you want to
Um,
use that now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're allowed to. I was just, yeah. You
Yes,
can
I
also-
do.
You can save it if you want to, but absolutely go ahead and re-roll the d20.
I got a 9 again. That feels ironic for trying to talk to the god of like justice and fairness. Like, you can't re-roll this.
Denied.
You don't know if it's because you're underground and thus further from heaven? Question mark? Like, you don't know where the god's plane is. Like, maybe it's below you, but you've always assumed it was above, and now you're further away. You're not getting any response.
No signal.
I'm just picturing it just like
We're going through a tunnel.
Monk
the-
shakes her fist at the sky and says, "You old man."
the gods hate moles the most of all. That's why the furthest from the god.
How far have they
Oh,
fallen? A few feet further than us. So that was all the stuff from the museum.
Yes.
And we've taken what was on the body.
Yes.
What about those weapon racks? I'd like to ping detect magic as well to kind of help with the search for stuff, just to, you know.
The weapons appear to be historical artifacts rather than magic artifacts. Other than the magic glaive.
I mean, we could shove them in the bag of holding and sell them to a collector later.
Or, you know, can I do
Or
a history check?
museum.
Can I do a history check and just see like what cultures these come from?
Yeah, repatriate.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh,
think
I
this is
can help. I'm
Thank
proficient.
you. And I think this is more of a Vareya than a Vias guidance for this one.
Yeah, probably.
Ooh. It's fine. No, 12. Oh, okay. 16.
Nice. Okay. Sorry, I'm just pulling up.
I forgot
Some
that I'd given him
specific
proficiency
notes?
in history because he paid attention in class like a nerd.
I love that for him. Right. So there are some of these weapons are very clearly like from the Saloran War of Independence. They've like a lot of them have like labels. You are able with a 16 to determine that some of them, like the age or the style of weapon, doesn't entirely appear to match up with what the label proclaims them to be. So either mislabeled or fake. There are there's a few which are from like further away. Specific weapons that seem to be engraved in the language used by the Owlin, who live in a woodland south of Salor, who have their own sort of quite closed off society. There are a few very old, like very almost brittle weapons, proclaimed to be from the former city of Elisrith, which is like a society from that stopped existing before the planes separated. They're not usable, they are too fragile, but they're the kind of stuff that people would pay a lot of money for.
Okay, so we've got some that might be valuable and hard to get hold of anyone with any cultural connection to them. The others are mostly old but local. And then there's the Owlin ones, which, you know, we can see if we, you know, meet any people from there, or if there's any, like, kind of
We know
diplomat or anything.
what's her name. It's not Pip or Peg in the Fight Club.
Not all Owlin know each
Ping.
other.
Ping.
No,
We
no,
can
this
ask
is
her.
this is a specific like culture of Owlin.
Oh, okay. All right, my
and
bad.
Yeah.
so they don't tend to be travelers. These weapons are also not nearly as old as the rest, so they seem to be more of a someone managed to get their hands on something from this culture
Oh, he's an
thing,
Owlin
rather
weeb.
than a
See, I
Yeah.
was beginning when you were saying some of them are clearly fake. I'm just picturing he's just got like complete Maul Ninja weapons, just like here's my Buster sword, just on the.
Yeah.
nothing quite like that.
Yeah, a bunch of like eBay katanas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like this sword belonged to X famous person. It's like, okay, and everyone knows X famous person only used the Morning Star.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like would never have had a sword. So yeah.
Like Honestly, this guy kind of cringe.
So we've done the museum part, the weapon racks, the body.
Yeah.
Well, there's the other
What
body.
about the desk and the like private kind of study
office.
area that was here?
You find a lot of so all of his notes on shapeshifters. There's quite a lot, and it's given you've all been inside Casimir Crowrun's hideouts. Like there's a similarity there in like the types of research that was being done.
Oh
Not
no!
the
Really?
monster
Oh
fucking.
no!
Not the monster fucking.
Oh,
No,
there was
it was-
other research.
yeah.
I think there's only one thing that's stuck in our minds.
Yeah.
Like,
Um,
what happens if
no,
they
there was other
change
there
while
was
we're
other
being intimate?
research. The mayor's prime interest appeared to be how to capture the essence of shapeshifters in order to allow himself to be able to shift between forms at will. He did not appear to have any magic capabilities himself. He's like, you can, even if you were to, like, if you go up to his private office in the mansion, you find like notes from when he was a child, where he basically got kicked out of wizard school because he had no talent for it. And this seemed to be the way that he decided, like, I can't cast polymorph, so this is what I'm gonna have to figure out.
Was it the same school as me and Emrat?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then instead he ended up going to Buck's old school.
Okay, so is there anything like on the body or in the notes that would relate to that ability that you had to shrug off that bane and take some damage?
Yes. That appears to have been a deal he made with a very minor demon.
Okay, not touching that. Enough deals for one lifetime, I think.
Yeah. You can find like multiple documents written in an infernal script where essentially
Is it
he
yours,
was.
Blurter?
It was not Blurta's handwriting. He
But she
essentially
can
he
read
seemed
it.
to have been looking everywhere for ways to like fuel his abilities.
Oh my god, was
and
he like
amongst-
10 level 1 warlocks? He was just
Thankfully,
in
no,
debt
because
to
that would
so
have been a
many
nightmare
entities.
to run.
Just like when they come to collect, they'll all have to argue amongst themselves. I'll be immortal thanks to the litigation.
They call it
You
the
are
Mr. Burns
also-
theory of
Yes.
Eldritch Blast.
You are also able to find amongst the different like magic things and deals and bargains and artifacts and things that he was using to try to sort of accumulate this power. There are several writings referring to the power of the chosen Unkaina, marked by their bright green eyes, and that those tend to have stronger magic powers than others. And eventually a letter which makes reference of such an Unkaina cub having been spotted in the mountains, which, based on the timeline, you can see refers to M.
Yeah, I am.
Well, who was reading this? It was this. This was not the Infernal, right? Or is this like?
No, this was just like correspondence, basically.
Okay.
M, you might want to see this. It's about you.
Okay. Well, good to know. I'll then burn it.
Are you leaving the rest of his notes, or are you going to destroy those as well?
Is there anything in there about which noble families he was talking to? Like, I think
Oh,
Mark would be
yes.
looking for, her surname and Blurter's surname, basically.
Okay, so neither of those come up.
Nice.
However, Duke Espru has corresponded with him. And you do find in this correspondence, it's written in code, but it's a code that both Blurta and Muck would be as like noble children. It's not a complicated code. It's like one of the standard ones nobles might use.
It's
So
one,
that like
one
like
letter
a
shifted
season.
along.
Yeah.
yeah, it's so like if like a maid or something is shuffling through papers, they wouldn't immediately be able to read it. And they refer to the Duke Espru's plans to overthrow the sovereign.
Those would be quite useful to hang on to.
Yeah.
For the record, I'm making notes of all this, so we can divvy it up later as needed.
In
you
the
also-
game or out of the game?
I'm writing them on my D&D Beyond sheet,
Sick.
so
Okay,
we can
cool.
work out the game who has what later.
Lorta, what's the D&D
Um,
Beyond sheet?
It's a special kind of abacus.
Oh.
It's not
Um,
incorrect.
So
And
was-
You
Sorry.
also were told the combination to his safe by Missile.
And I do that so I
You
can roll a
find-
d20.
Go ahead and roll your d20.
Hey.
No.
Okay. You find about 30,000 current like gold pieces in various currency.
Wow. I feel like I could do with a party.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame that, like, what's her name? Clara left before we opened the safe. She
We
could have
don't
been
need to
rolling
talk
Clara's
with
still
it.
Clara's still in the
Clara's still here.
basement.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Clara's
she can have a
waiting for
bit.
you guys like
we
to
definitely
to
cut
leave
Clara
as well.
in on this.
Yes.
What are we gonna do with this? I guess we need to talk about this because this is a lot of fucking money. And yes, there are some of our problems that it could help solve. There are some safety and quality of life issues that could be helped with this, but also we could do some actual good with this money as well.
Yep.
So should we just stick it all in the bag?
Yep.
Give Clara her cut, and then we can talk about details tonight when we're resting and we're not
Yeah.
currently at a murder scene.
And in a
Yep.
game.
Allegedly.
Yes, sorry, an alleged murder, alleged scene.
For the record, I also go round and collect up all of Clara's arrows and prestidigitate any bloodstains away.
Yeah, I'm assuming like Clara's gonna collected her arrows herself already by the time you get back down. Has found a bunch of like big bags, and the hunter, whose name is Artek, is helping her like put all the different body parts in. They're like chatting quite hesitantly, but seem like they're both like the same kind of
The
people
weirdest
who just
meat
like
cute.
definitely not that.
They both
Meat
reach for a
MEAT.
severed. They both reach for a severed hand at the same time, and their hands actually brush on top of the hand.
Clara's like 20 something, Artek's almost like 60, so definitely not that, but like they're the same kind of person
Hey,
who
you know.
lives alone in the mountains, and they understand each other better than they understand any of you.
Yeah, they both know that they don't like any of where they are.
No.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Does anyone have prestidigitation?
Yes.
Yeah, that'll probably help clear up some of the
Yeah.
stains and stuff.
Yeah, that's what. Just make sure there's. Are we gonna? Because we, to my mind, what the best case scenario is we clear this out. There's no bodies, not even the wolves. No sign of a struggle here, and then we clear this place out, and then it looks like the Baron, like, basically took all his stuff and ran.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna leave the living spells in the slot?
Oh,
We
should we?
dispel magic on the spells. Is that crazy?
It would take a couple of days, but I could do that.
I can't remember if you've already tried that, but you're able to find in his notes details of all the living spells. Some of the ones that are still like locked up here are even more dangerous than the ones you fought before. Dispelling magic only seems to suppress them rather than destroy them.
And they're not conscious, are they? They're not sentient.
No.
The spells, I think, are less of a problem than the Slav.
Well, we can kill them from the outside of the cages.
Well, yes.
Oh yeah.
But also, the Slard is sentient.
Yes. Yeah. So, should we have a quick break and then come back to deal with this sentient being from
Do you guys wanna?
Wherever Slard are from?
Slarbans.
Let me look that up as well.
It's one of the
'Cause
more unpleasant planes. I remember.
Me as player thinks they're from somewhere wild.
Yeah. I agree. In that case, folks, we'll be back in 10 minutes, and we'll see you soon.
See ya.
We're marching through the swamp like this.
We're the finger blasters, and we're here to say something.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
Do you wish to consummate this marriage?
Consummate here? No, that's
Not
for
not in that
Yeah.
sense.
not
the aquarium,
not in front of the Kraken. It's just a baby.
Maybe like a scene where you got one Bullywug like on a throne kind of thing, and then all the other races kind of
Making a Bullywug supremacy case.
yeah.
Yeah, what you're gonna see is with every single breath, her tattoos start to shimmer, and then they start to grow out of her skin into real plants, and even the ones on her neck grow onto her face.
As you
That was
leave,
fun.
you see him kind of like, he's smiling, but he's also shaking his head.
We
We get that a lot.
Put, a hand gently on a big hand on the small of the back, not small of the back, sorry, between the shoulder blades. Sorry, not like that. No, between the shoulder blades, the top of the back.
Roll to seduce the goblet.
Just over the tramps now.
The dragon snorts a little bit and then says, "The conservationists, I have heard it all, and now I see that my nest has been disturbed. What a morning!" And he turns around and begins sort of like trying to tidy up bits of the nest. So, you want to advance my species, is it? How strange.
Murder,
Yeah.
murder. You're kind of.
I think we should set sail again. We've sat idle long enough, Billy. I think we should sail that way, towards those particularly majestic-looking seals. I'll get the clubs.
If you come to the bathroom and come in, you'll just hear a shout going, "No Armani, no Punani."
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Missed that perception check, huh? Life can be so short. Do you want to kiss me?
No, that's a fucking critical hit.
Wrong credit!
Yeah.
We're back, and the party's leveled up, but none of that will take effect until after their next long rest, which is hopefully soon. But before they can do that, they've got a grey slod to deal with. Grey slods, I did not look up where they came from during the break. Grey slods.
So would any of us know that? Like, Nimbo paid attention at school, and maybe they learned about other planes and stuff, or I don't know, maybe the arcane types might know a bit more.
This would be an Arcana check to recollect information about slots.
Give a go at this. No, I don't.
Also give it a go.
Yep, go for it.
Good. 16.
16. You're able to recall a bit about them, definitely. They are aberrations. They are not from this plane. They come from the plane called Limbo, which is where Nimbo comes from as well. Everyone goes and like bends backwards, and Limbo's underneath things. No, it is the plane in which basically everything that is sort of like stuck between destruction and rebirth lives. Everything that hasn't quite died, everything that hasn't quite been born yet. And within that chaos, sloths were born. They reproduce either by implanting their eggs into humanoid hosts, or by infecting humanoids with a disease called chaos phage. The grey sloths tend to be very dangerous, and they can transform themselves into humanoid creatures that look like the humans from whom they spawned. They are not friendly, and they cannot really be reasoned with.
Okay, well that all sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
So, if you have
do you think... Well, I was going to say, do you think we could wait until tomorrow to deal with this? Because I have a feeling that I could maybe have a word with, you know, my deities and see if we could open a portal home for this being.
I mean, that would mean we would have to come back in here, is the only thing. Because we can't really bring it with us.
Absolutely.
Because they're pretty big from what I recall.
Yeah, they're about the same size as, like,
we could camp down here. Because, you know, Missile said that only the Baron, Missile, and Katya ever used to come down here.
I mean, or we've disarmed enough of the traps that we can get in and out, right? So M can go give Granny a hug.
I would favour leaving and not sleeping overnight at a crime scene, personally, but...
Sure, let's go have a rest, come back, hope that no one has come and let this fella out, and then we'll set it loose, back to its home plane.
There is one other issue we have here. What are we doing with your mum?
I assumed all of the bodies had been dismembered.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Did she have any stuff?
No, she was barely armored.
Did she have any money on her?
You have 30,000.
I'm counting her money into. I'm counting her money into the 30k. Sorry, Sam. What was that?
I don't. This is just M saying to Blurtilla, you already have 30,000 gold. Do we need to take more?
This is more an out of character thing that I want to get some use out of this money doubling amulet at some point. It's not.
I forgot you had that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
yeah.
only you only double it if you roll a 7 or a 20. So
Yeah, so I've got to find every instance to try it out.
well, you know where you can find a dragon's hoard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Were you giving some of the money to Clara?
Yeah.
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 I guess so, yeah.
How much do we want to give?
What?
I mean, she suffered a lot.
What would be like? Can
She
you give
helped
us a
us deal
sense
with
of the value of money to like an average person in this world? Because, like, what's the...
Yeah, I think I've said it before. Like 5 golds is like a poor family's income for a week, probably. 5 to 10 gold.
Okay, so
like 250 gold would be like a
Yeah,
poor
that's what I was-
family's income for a year.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I was thinking, and maybe to this other guy too.
What? No, I'm not saying we should give her only 250. We have 30,000 gold.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
I thought we should give her a fifth of it, but
Well, that's only if we're not, because, and I appreciate this is me saying this of all people, but like, are we wanting to give this back to the people in some capacity?
sure, we can do a lot of good with 24,000 gold.
Yeah.
And she can
We'd
do
all-
whatever she wants, including maybe some good, with her 6,000.
And also, do we want to
60.
give any to this Artek guy, whatever his name is?
No.
Oh yeah, good point.
He's
yeah.
already. He's like I just want to go home. I'm also not from here. We use a different currency in my country. Like
Perfect.
Okay.
Also, yeah, we'd be dead without Clara. This guy,
We don't
What,
know him. We
like-
don't know if he's good or
yeah.
not.
True.
I mean,
he
I was-
also he just wants to leave.
okay,
Sweet,
that
perfect.
makes that convenient. I
So
guess.
we'll give 6 grand to Clara.
60.
60.
No, 6. No, sorry. Yeah, it is 6.
Where are we
Sorry, I
getting that
forgot how
extra?
Clara also has
We
a
give
money
30
doubling
grand and an
amulet.
IOU note for 30 grand.
It's like thanks, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah,
So we give her a
you-
fifth of it, and then we bounce.
Yeah, she
Um,
and Artak accompany you outside and follow you to Granny Muse's as well. But then Artak thanks you and walks out of town.
Good
Clara
luck.
waits a moment longer, hugs each of you, thanks you as well, and then sets
Well,
off.
but before she goes, I'd like to try and get a word with her. Like, I'm sorry if this is a weird question, but how does it feel? Changing back, curing the curse.
Feels good.
Do you feel different?
Feel myself again. Don't feel like I need to worry every single moment if I'm gonna hurt someone like I hurt that one guy.
I don't know, I've accidentally hurt quite a lot of people. And that's nothing to do with the bear stuff. This is a weird world.
We live very different lives.
Yeah. I'm working on it. Yeah, I've got some wise heads around me.
And
Sometimes.
some foolish ones, but they seem
Yeah.
to be the same heads as well, so I think it just changes with
You know, a stop clock.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look, just because this was the right decision for me doesn't mean it's the right decision for you.
Yeah, I got some thinking to do. I don't want to put anyone in danger, and I haven't even had a full moon since I got turned, so maybe that'll make my mind up for me. But
Yeah, well, next one's in 4 days, so good luck.
Ooh, okay, just enough time to pop off up the mountain, have a chat with my patron deity, get some divine guidance, and then potentially murder all my friends by accident. Cool. Hey.
I hope you don't do that.
Yeah, me too. Thanks.
Be careful
and-
up in the mountains.
You too. You too. And
Thanks.
scatter 'em wide, by the way.
Oh, Absolutely. All over the place.
There was some drakes up that peak over there.
I'm not going anywhere near those, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna take
just
that as a warning rather
heads
than
up.
a go and throw bones at them.
Oh yeah, no. This was now that you
Okay,
can't
yeah.
fly, maybe stay away from them.
Oh, yeah, no,
yeah.
absolutely not. Thanks, appreciate it. And she heads off.
Cup of tea?
I think we deserve hot chocolate, personally.
We'll see what she's got for us.
Granny Muse has been anxiety baking while you were away. And what awaits you is a fantastic spread of a very, like, post-midnight supper of savory, both savory and sweet pies and cakes, and as much hot chocolate as you can drink, with as much rum as you want added to it. She essentially lets you in, and before anyone can even get any food or sit down, she just grabs M into a really tight hug and doesn't let go.
It's fine. I'm back. Hello. Hi.
No, you're not. Don't lie to me, Emerald. You're not fine.
Barely took a scratch.
It's not what I meant.
I'm perfectly fine. He's gone.
Doesn't suddenly mean that everything's okay, just like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's okay. I'm proud of you.
Oh, I didn't do it. The incredible were-eagle. Well, was a were-eagle. Clara dealt with it. It was great. And like the rest of these guys, they're just... Yeah, you should have seen a muck going in with big swords.
It was pretty cool.
Nimbo fried a wolf.
Oh, let's not.
Are you okay, dear?
I didn't. I wanted to go back and save it. I was too slow. We freed one wolf, which is fine, I guess.
Blurta pushed a wrestler into like a big wall of electricity. It was great. Impressive.
I'm proud of all of you.
And I don't want to speak for everyone, but I'm definitely proud of M. I'm proud of you for how you faced down this person who was not just an ongoing threat, but had just caused so much damage to your life, and the way that you processed how you wanted to deal with it. You went on your journey with it. We were there to support you and to give you our perspectives on it, but in the end, you walked the path you walked. And the danger is over.
I mean, I'm still not fully happy with the overall resolution, but I think I guess it was the right thing. Keep everyone else safe.
Also, we did find a contract with a demon in his desk, so he's probably not anywhere nice right now.
That is true. That is a silver lining.
I don't know that much about the Abyss, but it doesn't sound chill.
No.
I mean, also, that seems to have been like just a real like bottom level, like scum sucking level demon. So it's probably both horrible and banal.
He's working in an office.
No, we can only hope.
The aircon's broken.
There's a consistently flickering light.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And his rolling
Triggering
chair
if
has
you
unlocked.
his rolling chair has one missing wheel.
It squeaks.
Yeah, the missing wheel squeaks from wherever it's hiding.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, oh yeah, and the person who sits behind him won't stop talking. Then I was like, wait, that's me.
He just gets like 30 rude emails from Karen in accounting every day.
Oh, and the person behind him specifically can't stop talking about the dream they had last night.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah.
Oh, but you were in it, and like,
Well, it wasn't you, but I knew it was you.
Anyway, Grandma, I think
Granny
it's gone.
Muse turns back to you, Em. I'm not sure what you wanted the resolution to be. But I'm proud of you for choosing the one that kept other people safe, too. That's not an easy choice to make sometimes.
No, it wasn't. I might go and hide in my room for a little bit if you don't mind.
Want some pie?
What type?
Chicken and leek, beef, lamb, apple, rhubarb, peach. Well, I've got a couple of vegetarian ones, but I don't think you'll want those.
I'll take some lamb and maybe some peach.
Very good.
And Yarrow will have a vegetarian one.
Yara's already eating. She's like hopped onto one of the pies and is eating it from the center out.
We'll take this whole pie.
Before M goes upstairs, I'm just gonna kind of just smile beneficently at everyone and my friends and the love between M and Muse, and I'm gonna cast a 3rd level bless, just so everyone just has a bit of a good vibe.
Hashtag blessed.
While I'm vibing, I'm like, guys, we're blessed. I've got some lumpy moonshine in my bag. How about it?
That's the one that makes everyone except orcs sick. I will remind you.
Nice.
I have some red-headed harlot whiskey.
All right, let's break
Let's
it
go
out.
to bed. Okay. Yeah. Oh, cool.
Well, I think we stay up with with Muse having a few drinks, and I mean, Nimbo I think needs to wind down before bed, definitely, and feeling so uncertain about his path, it probably is comforted by the presence of an older adventurer, someone with a bit more experience points than him.
What, a level 9 warlock, you mean?
Yeah, more experienced.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that's how Nimbo winds down.
She does, at one point, very quietly ask you what M wanted the resolution to be. Would you tell her?
I mean, did M really know? I think that was the problem.
I wouldn't go into detail. I would say their first instinct was an understandable urge towards punitive violence. And I get it. Well, I don't get it. I have not been in their shoes. Honestly, my life has been ridiculously chill until like a couple of weeks ago when I met these people.
I can certainly understand why M would feel that way.
Yeah, I got the gist of it. But, we weren't there to tell them how to process their trauma. We were just there to provide context, ask the right questions, and let them make their own decision.
Well, I'm very proud of them, and also of you. You're good friends.
Oh, thanks. Blushing into
Thanks,
my
Granny,
highly
you're a good
alcoholic
friend.
hot chocolate. By this point, it's like 60-40 rum and hot chocolate.
She keeps topping up the rum, but not the hot chocolate.
Occasionally plopping a marshmallow in the top. When you were, out on your adventures,
Mhm.
did you ever not know what to do? Did you ever?
Constantly.
How can you work out what the right thing to do is when there's all these expectations and there's always someone who'll get hurt, or there's a risk, or there's like, is it right, is it wrong? Then there's the gods and the
I've never had much dealing with the gods, thankfully. I think I always tried to do the thing that would harm the least number of people.
Cool.
And part of the difficulty of making decisions is that you do have to live with the consequences.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
And
Yeah.
sometimes they're not what you expect, are they?
No. So guess what? You just make the best guess you can every time, and then just roll the metaphorical dice.
The most informed guess. The one that feels right at the time. And I found it's always a good thing to wait for an impulse to pass.
You're so wise.
Well, I'm like
I killed a
70
dog
years
today.
old.
And then it gets into like sad drunk.
Muck hands you her piss rag to dry your tears.
And I get a full good few dabs in, but until I'm like, is this?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Remember the good times?
Do you want me to launder that for you?
Oh, no, I think it's all right. Thank you, though. I've got like 10. I'm good.
Wait, you got 10 rags or 10 piss rags?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Eventually, you'll settle down to sleep unless there is something anyone else wants to do.
I think Muck would be like lying on her belly on the floor, like kicking her feet up behind her, like, and Granny, did I ever tell you about when I did this? And Granny, how come you're not married? How did you avoid that? Or like, what did you do before you were a fighter? I think eventually Granny's like, I'm going to bed.
Dawn is starting to creep up into the window.
Eventually, Granny pulls a small dose of a sleeping potion into Muck's rum. At that point, it's pure rum. It's like, go to sleep. But you do learn about the poly relationship she had with her entire adventuring party in more detail than N probably wants to know. So do with that knowledge what you wish.
It's like, oh, that guy hit an enormous.
Specifically not mentioning details, Alex.
I didn't. I stopped before I said what was enormous.
But
after heading upstairs, as this is all going on, is sitting like legs out of the window, looking at the mountains, and had taken the small little green bag out that they recovered the last time they were here, and is just sitting smoking with Yarrow.
Yarrow is eating the entire pie.
You've already
The pie
smoked.
is 6 times the size of Yarrow.
Well, good to get a good feed in before we go back up into the hills.
Technically, my stomach doesn't exist.
Well, just... Why are you eating it then? What are you doing?
It makes you happy when I eat things, and you've had a rough day.
But...
I can even frolic for you if you want.
No, don't degrade either of us. We don't need that.
Oh, well, now you admit it's degrading, alright.
Well, there was a purpose for it. Like, right now, there wouldn't be. He would just be frolicking in a room, and it's just me here. Like, that would be...
Well, if it makes you happy, I'll do it.
No, it genuinely, right now, it wouldn't. Just
Okay.
sitting here, like,
I can
chatting
do something
with you.
else. So...
No, you're fine.
Okay.
How's the pie?
You smell sad. I don't like it. I mean, you always smell sad, but you smell sadder than normal.
What does this sad smell like?
Well, a little bit like muck, actually, but for muck, it's not sadness.
Wait, what does that mean?
I don't know, maybe sad people smell like half-orcs? I don't know.
Maybe it's the piss.
Sword oil? Piss rags, that'll be it.
So are you saying I smell like a piss rag?
Look, my sense of smell's not that good, okay? It could be any other thing that Muck's got on her.
So, like, if your stomach doesn't work, but your smell does?
Not very well.
Wow. We, dealt with a big thing today.
Yeah. Whole tragic backstory and all that.
One chapter closes.
Well, I think you did well.
There was a shaky moment there.
I'm glad you're not a soulless murderer, though.
I don't know about that.
No, I do.
Do you wanna go for a walk?
Are we going for a walk tomorrow?
Just like an evening walk, just the two of us.
Not heading out of town, though, are we?
Just to the edge.
Okay, that's fine.
And bring your pie.
I mean, it's a bit big for me to carry.
Well, I'll carry the pie.
Alright, let's go.
Do you want both of? Like, do you want a bit of this peach one as well? I've also got lamb.
Have some of the lamb pie.
Okay.
I'm allergic to peaches.
You're allergic to peaches? Your stomach
Well, I
doesn't
don't
work.
know. Maybe.
Should we test it?
Nah, bad idea. We've had too much trauma today already.
Do you have Fey antihistamines?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but so his stomach doesn't technically exist, but his immunoglobulin E response does.
Yeah. And olfactory system, yeah.
Look,
where
Garrow's
did the
full of
food
shit.
go?
Fey immunology is a topic that I must get to the bottom of.
Is there
Well,
just like
I have an easy answer. They're all fucking liars.
is there just like
Yeah,
a
but
little
what
heap
are
of
they?
food in the Fey realm somewhere that there's whatever Yarrow's ever eaten just gets dropped in this random spot in the middle of the Feywild?
You don't know? You don't know?
Yarrow is actually a black hole.
Quite possibly.
In any case, I will take the slice of lamb pie, put it into the dish where there's an half-eaten other pie, pick up Yarrow,
Yeah.
and
It's like spinach and egg.
kick my feet off of the windowsill and just drop into the garden.
Yeah.
And wander towards, because we're not far from the edge of town.
No.
Here we're right on the edge.
Yeah.
In
the house, you can hear Nimbo sobbing. That's the predominant noise right now.
Oh,
I'll be okay.
I'm sure he'll be fine. That's clerics are like that.
Not all clerics.
And just wander to the edge and look to the sky to see what it looks like tonight.
Those new stars that appeared a few nights ago when you put your family to rest are shining very brightly.
I'm pointing them out to Yarrow.
Well, that's pretty.
You ever seen that happen? Those are new.
Yeah, 3 of them.
Now, what do you think that means? Because stars are balls of gas burning billions of miles away.
They're ghosts.
Ghosts? Right. Have you... I'll hand the joint over to Yarrow. It seems like...
He starts, like, eating it.
Oh, don't eat it. Come on.
Science fact, they kind of are ghosts because they're so far away that the light means they may or may not still exist at the time, and we're just seeing the light.
Yeah. That's really sad. But also true.
Do we get a nerd dice?
I mean, you do, but I don't think you're going to be rolling any more dice this session.
That's fine.
Khalil would also get one for the Fey immune system. Immunoglobulin comments.
So, why are you eating it? That's not how you do it. Come on.
Oh, so I do it. The other stuff doesn't work for me, right?
Well, you could have just said no. That cost a lot of money.
It's like spits some of the like chewed up catnip at you. Get on back. You're rich now. You can go buy more.
Principle of the thing.
Well,
What do I smell like now? I don't smell sad. I smell angry.
oh, you always smell sad, but now you also smell frustrated.
What does that smell like?
Pine needles.
It's a bit better than piss, isn't it?
A lot better than piss.
Well, we need to keep an eye on these
Try
stars.
being less sad.
You know, I have tried. But it's not just
Well,
as
maybe-
easy as just try being less sad. But, you know, like, we've dealt with one of the things
Sun.
causing the sad.
Exactly. So maybe
So-
this time it'll make you smell a little bit less like piss.
That's all anyone can ask for.
Especially muck.
You know that thing, it's the first time I've laughed in quite a while.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I'm there for, isn't it?
No, but you do a good job of making me smile. I don't actually know why you're here. I've been trying to work that out.
I don't know what you summoned me.
Yeah, but why you? This is a big conversation, and I don't know that we can
know.
answer it tonight.
No, me neither.
Let's go
I mean,
to
I'm
bed.
not mad about it. Let's go to bed.
Wander back in. But wandering back in via the window, not going back into
Yes,
that conversation that's happening.
Just like come into instant family trauma of
Muck asked me about your grandma's former lovers. Yes.
Mhm.
Right. You all manage to get a good night's sleep. Blurta, you have also, in the meantime, remembered your childhood skills of playing the viol on an antique instrument you found in the Baron's office. Nimbo, you feel your connection to the gods has strengthened overnight. Muck, you've picked up some cool tricks from Granny Muse in her conversations.
Oh yeah.
And you've made use of some of the magic and arcane texts that you found. And you all level up to level 7. With Blurta multiclassing into Bard and M taking another level of Wizard. And in the morning, as you set off, Granny Muse has provided you with leftover pie for the road and waves you off as you set off into the Briskwold Mountains in the direction of the Temple of Fias. Yes, Khalil.
We make a very brief
Slod.
detour.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So, rewind that kind of beautiful walking off into the distance up the mountain ending.
Happens in just a moment, yes.
There's like a record scratch. One more thing. And you see us kind of, breaking back into the warehouse and, Blurta, like, seeing something interesting and magical but deciding not to reach for it. And then us going down back through the thing, round the corner. And kind of M looking a little bit anxious before we cross the threshold, probably back into that room.
M always looks anxious.
And then, like, all of us kind of looking a bit anxious because some shit went down here, but then we passed the threshold and it's, like, pristine as we left it. Like, the bodies,
no one's
the
been here.
stains, yeah. And also, it's just completely empty and kind of echoey. And we make our way up. And we get to the slard cage.
Yeah.
Excuse me, can you speak? Do you speak common? Then I try a little bit of giant. And I try a little bit of primordial.
It's like hissing and sort of barking at you in its own language, but it doesn't seem to understand what you're saying.
Do you want to go home?
It's like the bars are like so like close together that it can't reach through, but it's bashing up against it, trying to get at you.
I mean, do we take that as a yes?
Just send it home, Nimbo. Just send it home.
Okay. Vias, I think this being is not from this plane. Varea, time to restore a bit of balance. And I'm going to cast Banishment.
Make a religion check.
Religion. 15.
15. You hear.
Oh, wait, I have a
soft
nerd dice.
voice. Go ahead and add your nerd dice.
17.
17. You hear a soft voice speak in your mind. Voice you've not heard in a long time. You're right, Nimbo. Let's send this creature back. As you cast the banishment, you feel Varea's presence sort of course through you and emit through the spell as the slot vanishes.
That is like getting into a hot bath on a cold day. Like, I haven't heard Varea's voice since just before I met these guys.
Yeah. It's been like almost a month at this point, probably.
And I probably, Lady Varea? You there? And I guess I don't get much more of a reply.
No,
And I'm just
no.
kind of reaching with my mind to try and make contact with whatever made contact with me, but it's just fading back away.
It's just a brief blip. And then we will fast forward to you all walking off into the morning light, heading into the mountains, which is where we're going to pick up next session, folks. We have come to the end of M's storyline, and we'll see how they develop from here. Will they become less sad? Who knows?
We'll just
Prediction?
have to sniff them periodically to see.
Yeah.
Sniff test, the old sniff test.
Sniff test compared to mock. Sniff test again. All right, people. Pick your MVP for the session. I know it was mostly an RP one.
I think
but
gotta be M.
Yeah, I mean, Sam making me so angry at the world that won't let me have a pet sentient enough for me to get high with it, allegedly. Like having a familiar and having that kind of hangout would be lovely.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm gonna miss M's little world. Obviously, it's not like we're never ever gonna come back here again, but it's been really nice to explore that side of the character and the backstory and everything. It's been really nicely built out. I'm happy that Nimbo's back in touch with both of his gods. That's great. Love that as
great.
well.
Gonna be some developments there.
Just in time to be confused about divinity in other ways. Yay!
And I'm also excited that Blurter's a bard now. So yeah, good sesh.
Yeah, I'm just
Very
imagining like Varaya
enjoyable.
getting back in touch and being like, "What's that? Is that Idol's shield?"
No.
And maybe like,
I'm holding it for a friend.
What the fuck's this letter for chaos doing here?
It all was like a text on your phone. I thought you were not speaking to her.
Yeah.
We were on a break.
Some explanation, perhaps, with that letter. More questions, probably. New ones, but we'll go and see. We'll go and see what happens there. Expect more developments in the next few sessions, and we will be back again next week, folks. So MVP again tonight, and see you soon, folks. Have a good evening.